Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Amaya, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my very first attempt ever of dyeing hair. I was trying to dye this for 2 weeks. I was trying to create for my birthday. So this is how it turned out, and I just want to share with y'all my process. I did use an Alibaba vendor for the hair. I'll have all the descriptions of the hair in the description box, as well as like the links and everything for each wig. So like I said earlier, this is the very first time that I have ever tried to dye hair, both water dye and regular dye. And I think this is a very interesting beginning perspective because I'm going to share like the mistakes and stuff that I made. And listen, I watch videos. I watch multiple YouTube videos of everybody else water dyeing their hair and doing this and that. I thought I was doing exactly what everybody else was doing, but I wasn't. It's certain things, especially as a beginner, that you don't think about, that you may do, that you don't realize are affecting the process. So yes, we're going to start the video right here. I'm showing y'all the bundles, the frontal, this the closure. And the very first step I did was toning the hair. Now, I saw everybody do this. I didn't really understand why I was doing this because I was just like confused. I'm like, the hair's already blonde. Like, what are you talking about yellow tones? Like, I was confused. But listen, baby, this is essential. Like, you'll see, even if you don't see in the videos, just do the step, you will see the difference. It basically makes it more of like a gray, like it just makes it more white, and it makes it easier for the color to take when you do put the color in the hair. So I did boil some water first, and then I put the Shimmer Lights purple shampoo in the boiling water. I mixed it up. Then I started putting my bundles in. I started with a couple. I didn't know if I was going to put all of them in, but I ended up just throwing all of them in because I realized I didn't want to have to boil water again. I was being lazy. So one mistake I did end up making is, after the fact, you'll see I poured some more Shimmer Light, what's it called? Shampoo? Is it shampoo? Toner. Shimmer Light toner into the pot. And what I think what happened is, because when I took out my bundles, some of them were purple and it wasn't like white, like the purple stained it. And I think it's because I added the dye like that. So don't do that. And honestly, even if you do, I read online that a clarifying shampoo should be able to take it out. I didn't do that because, like I said, I was being lazy and it was late and I was tired. Also, bear with me, y'all. This is literally my very first voiceover, and I feel like I'm speed talking, which I definitely am, but we're going to get through it regardless. So when I took this hair out, y'all, I actually was so amazed because I finally understood what everyone was talking about. And it was just so beautiful. Like, oh, like, look at it. Like, it just looks so good. You can really see how it's white. Like, literally taking out the yellow tones is the best way to describe it, because it doesn't look yellow anymore. It looks more white, and then you can kind of see the gray tone that it has, and it was just so cute. So the one I'm pulling out right now is what I was talking about. You can see how it's kind of purple, and how the Shimmer Light, y'all, is this shampoo or toner? Is toner and shampoo the same thing? Is it 2 in 1? I don't know. Funny how I'm asking y'all when I'm the one that's supposed to be giving the tutorial, but truthfully, I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't. So if y'all have other tips or things that y'all know about that y'all don't think I know about, or you didn't see that I did in this video, please let me know in the comments, because assist needs help. The next thing I'm gonna show y'all is some of the shedding I was already starting to get at this point with the hair. Now, this hair was shedding a lot, and even when I first got it, it did seem thin. But I have never gotten 613 hair before, and I don't know much about hair, and apparently this is a trait of all 613 hair. So I can't really compare to other bundles I've had, because these are the only 613 bundles I have. But just to let y'all know, if y'all are thinking about getting this hair. Now for the fun part, or what was supposed to be the fun part. Y'all, this turned out to be a complete disaster. When I tell y'all, I was going in so confident, because water dyeing is supposed to be easy. It looks easy. It is easy. I messed it up. Of course, I messed it up. But I was trying to go for a completely even, like sky blue, light blue, baby blue color. When I tell you, every bundle turned out different. So really, at the end of the day, I'm giving you options in this video. I'm giving you selections, because everything came out different. But I'm gonna show y'all how I worked through it, because it ended up just coming down to the placement of my bundles when I was making the wig. Also, at this time, I was living overseas, so I had to order everything. And the bundles, or no, the dye I got was the dye I had. So once I ran out, that was it. That was it. You're gonna see in a second here, when I start stirring the dye and the water together, I was using my comb, and my comb had some left over here on it. When I pulled the comb out, I was taking a look at the hairs, and it was a dark blue, and I was, like I said, I was going for like a lighter blue. So once I saw that, I did end up adding more water to the pot before I started putting my bundles in. I end up using about 3 to 4 bottles. I can't remember exactly. I will look at my order, and I'll put that in the description box as well. And for the water, I end up doing half boiling water and half hot water, or maybe even more, like 2/3 boiling water, 1/3 hot water, before I start putting the dye in. I literally love this part so much because it's so satisfying. Like, look how pretty it turns out. Honestly, in hindsight, for what I was trying to do, because of the fact that I was trying to go for an even tone all around the wig, what I should have did first was create the wig first and then dye second. I don't know what told me to do what I did, but I'm just wait. I'm waiting for y'all to see what I did. So this is where I messed up, y'all. You see, I dropped the whole bundle in there and I leave it in there. And while it's sitting in there, I'm steady unraveling the other bundles. I didn't have all the bundles unraveled yet, so that was also a mistake. If you don't make your entire wig first, something I suggest doing is dipping it until you get the color you are trying to achieve. Once it gets the color to what you're trying to achieve, take it out the water. Don't leave it in there, because it's just going to continuously, what happened was it continuously soaked up the dye. So by the time I got to my second, third bundle, and then my frontal, it wasn't any more dye in the water for the hair to catch. But honestly, the easiest way would to be, like I said, just create your entire wig first, because it's just going to eliminate all of the possibilities of your stuff not coming out even. Because if it's all one bundle and it's all entering the water at the same time, it's all going to suck up the water at the same time at the same rate, and you just eliminate whatever happened to me. So right here, I started to notice my mistake, and I was so mad. I was so mad, y'all. I stopped recording, I turned everything off, and I just stopped for the night. Like, literally, I was done. And once I put 2 and 2 together and I realized there was no more dye in the water and I didn't have my frontal in there yet, I tried to hurry up and run and put my frontal in the water. But at that point, it was really just too late. Now for the reveal, y'all. This is clearly the first bundle. This is the darkest one. And next is the second bundle, which this is exactly the color I was trying to achieve. Oh my gosh, it was just so pretty. And it matched perfectly with the shirt I was trying to wear with this hair. This is the third one. In comparison to the second bundle, the third one is on the left side. And then the frontal was last and sad. And it has like no color. Moving on to the coloring of my second wig, I got pink blush, pink petal, raspberry twist, and then cotton candy from right to left. And basically what I did was I took, I was getting excited right here because it was just so pretty. Basically, since I had most of, I think it was the first color, whatever the first color is, I had 4 bottles of that. And I didn't want to run out of dye again. So the entire bottom half is going to be that first color. So that's what you see right here. I'm dyeing the entire bottom part that first color. So instead of trying to remember the names of the dye, I'm about to just call them colors 1, 2, 3, and 4 from now on. So now I'm going in with color number 2. The first one at the bottom was number 1. I basically, for the rest of the entire wig, I took it section by section just like this. This is color number 2. And then right after that, I'll do 3. And then right after that, I'll do 4. Every time I was done with a color, I did end up twisting it around my finger. I didn't put no plastic or nothing like that on it. That's just how I kept it separated. It didn't bleed over too much really with the other colors. And also every time when I say section by section, I always went horizontally, ear to ear. So right here, I'm going in with color number 4. So that means after that, I did go back in with 1, the same one I have on the bottom. So for that small section, that color was on top of itself, if that makes sense, because number 1 is at the bottom, and then the 4th section on this row is also color number 1. So moving on, I did try to avoid having the same color on top of itself, and every layer that I did, every row that I did was not always 4 sections. Some of them were 5 sections, maybe even 6. I just always broke it down color by color, and I tried to avoid having the same color on top of itself. So in order to do that, I didn't always start with color number 1 or color number 2. Sometimes I started with color number 3, sometimes I started with color number 4, sometimes I started with 4 and I worked my way backwards. Sometimes I started in the middle and then finished out that way. So for example, the very next row that I did after this, I'm ending with color number 1. I'm going to start with color number 1 on the next row just so that it can be on the opposite end of the wig and so that it can be on top of a different color. Another thing I was trying to avoid by doing this is having the same colors in the middle and having the same colors on the outside. I didn't just want to have color 1 on the outside every time. I didn't want to just have color 3 on the middle every time, so that's why I also mixed it up. So making the wig, I end up having my own complications on that end because this was the first time I made a wig on the sewing machine, and I have my first few tracks spaced out and then I started running out of room. So the ones at the top are very much closer, and I end up taking 2 rows at a time. I'm showing you I kind of messed up right there. I did have the same color on top of itself, unfortunately, but that was like one of the only parts where it was messed up again. And here I'm just rinsing it out. Oh my gosh, y'all, it took me so long. And actually, this was my birthday by this point because it was past 12. And I was supposed to be celebrating that weekend. But it literally took me forever to do this dye. And I was being really tedious. And then especially when you get to the lace, you can't get any dye on the lace because it will stain. Which is something that I also like about water dye because you don't have to worry about all of that. You can just dip the whole thing in there and be done. But I did end up rinsing this out forever, and I did not rinse it out until the water got clear. I was so done. It was like 15 minutes later, and it was still pink coming out. So I just stopped right there. I was done. But I did rinse it out for a good minute until it was less pink. Okay, y'all, so this is how the pink one turned out after the dye, and oh my gosh, it was so pretty. Something I do wish I did was take smaller sections at the top and do more light colors, because that raspberry darker color was really overpowering. You could see in the middle it's so blended, but when I got to the top I was getting lazy because it had been like hours later at that point. But the top is really the part that matters, which is the crazy part, but it's okay. Moving on to the blue one, I'm about to jump back and forth really fast with these. So basically with the blue one, because I was trying to match a specific blue with the blue on a shirt that I was trying to wear, I was trying to hide this lightest color and the darkest color, but these were literally the prettiest ones. So what I end up doing is when I doubled my wefts, I doubled the lightest one and the darkest one. when I place it on the wig, sometimes I had the lightest one on top, and then when I would go for the next row, I would put the darkest one on top, and I would flip every other row like that. I don't know if that's making sense. Basically, when I doubled the lightest bundle with the darkest bundle, after I doubled it, there was a light side, and when you flipped it over, there was a dark side. So when I put in my first track, the light side was upright. When I went to the next row, the dark side was upright. After that, the light side was upright. And I would continuously flip it over back and forth like that. If I wasn't going for something specific, that ended up creating such a pretty highlight effect. If I was to do this again, I would honestly do what I did on purpose and create an entire wig just like that. So after the light and dark tracks ran out, I ended up doubling the bundle that turned out the perfect blue that I was going for, and that's what I ended up putting on top. And honestly, at the end, if I would have had that frontal the right color, that's really pretty much all you could see. And that's pretty much how I finessed that, because when I tell you I didn't have no other option, I was literally about to celebrate like 2 days from this, so I just had to make something shake. And trust me, there was no place that had the dye I was looking for, and shipping usually took about 2 weeks. So this is how the blue one turned out before I flat ironed it. This was after blow drying. This is how the pink one turned out before flat ironing it. And for the final review of how I end up styling this pink one, bam, yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was literally so freaking pretty. I did like the 90s layers, I did like the little bang, and I wanted to be kind of like not full at all, really kind of skimpy. I loved it. And final reveal for the blue one, bam, yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all, this bob, it took me hours to cut this bob. Oh my gosh, I was struggling so bad. But y'all, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any other tips and stuff for me or anybody else that may be watching this video that's also a beginner, please put it in the comments down below. Also, if you want to see how I rock these wigs with my outfits and stuff, stay tuned for that vlog. I do have a birthday vlog coming. Stay tuned for that. I really appreciate y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.